Hi, my name is Tom Haddy and I'm the author and the creator of a new YouTube channel dedicated to mixed martial arts and boxing. Today this is a retrospective look at the career of the great Filipino boxer Nonito Donaire. Now, it hasn't been announced that he's arrived at the end of his career, but it's my personal assessment that he won't be fighting again. So I'm trying to consider how I could put him into the pantheon of retired fighters, how he would really compare to the greats of yesterday, and this is just my opinion about that. Okay, so this is a multi-division champion, and we're going to have a look at his record, which I think is quite extraordinary. Okay, he had 50 fights, so if you see from fight 27 he won his WBC and WBO bantamweight titles against Montiel. He retained them against Narvaez. Then he won another title against Vasquez. Then he retained titles against Mathabula. Then he retained and won another title against Nishioka. Then he retained against Arce. Then he came up against this nemesis boxer, this shadowy boxer, who just has the consummate ability to spoil any artistry or functionality in any boxer. I'm not a great Redondo fan. So he lost his titles. He then got back into the race for titles, win number 34. Then he won the undisputed featherweight title by beating Bedieka. Then he lost against a good opponent. Nicholas Walters, for many years, was seen to be quite a stunning boxer. I think he had a complete meltdown, and he then lost his great status. He won the vacant NABF Super Bantamweight title with a win against Prado, another win against Satul. Then he retained his WBO Super Bantamweight title against Bidak before meeting a great fighter. He lost his WBO Super Bantamweight title to Magdaleno. He then won the vacant silver featherweight title against Hernandez, and then he came up against another great fighter, Carl Frampton. So he lost the vacant WBO interim featherweight title. He won the WBA Bantamweight title by beating Burnett, retained it by beating Young, and then he came up against Inoue. I mean, Inoue is a prominent Japanese fighter, and Inoue is an outstanding fighter in the same way that Donaire is. He then, after the disappointing loss to Inoue, it was a close call. I think it went the full distance. Inoue had a damaged orbital bone, but he managed to floor his opponent towards the end of the contest. Donaire then comes back and beats Ubali for the WBC bantamweight title. He retains it, then loses a second matchup to Inoue, and then he is unsuccessful against Santiago. So he's had 50 fights, and you have to say that at least 30 of those fights were against good, very good, outstanding opponents. I mean, this is quite a track record as a boxer. Of course, other people match it, but we're going to look at Donaire in the context of other great fighters in the bantamweight division. Okay, what can we say? He is a devastating puncher. He's nicknamed the Filipino Flash because of his exceptional knockout power. A KO percentage of over 57%. He won many Knockout of the Year awards. He has extraordinary experience and boxing IQ. He's a great fighter. Of course, now he's 41. I don't know. I'm not announcing for him his retirement, but I would be very surprised if he boxes again. I think we've seen the end of his stellar career. So I'm putting him into the retired arena. What can I say about his great strengths? Well, because he was such a formidable knockout artist, that maybe was part of his the weakness. in his armamentarium, because had he been less of a powerful knockout fighter, he would have spent more time considering style, strategy, tactics, and he would have had a new way of looking at how he took on his opponents. He just went into the ring absolutely certain he was going to knock his opponent out. Now, he's widely regarded as one of the greatest bantamweight boxers of all time. So the fact is, his career includes multiple world championships across 4 weight classes. And this is a retrospective. So how would he compare against the all-time greats? Some deceased, of course, all retired. And this is a personal opinion. Okay, I would put him at the very top with Eddie Joffrey, because Joffrey had a dominance and a technical prowess that really was set him apart. Zarate was a very brilliant, hard puncher in the bantamweight division. Ortiz, long reign, many defenses. Panama Al Brown, longevity, great skill. Fighting Harada, a tough competitor who won titles. And Ruben Olivares, known for his power and skill. Olivares was a 4-time world champion. And these are other greats, of course. This is a contemporary great, Manny Pacquiao. I think he might just have retired. Casimero.